Hello, stock traders. I hope all of you are having a fantastic day and a fantastic weekend. In today's video, I'm going to cover some resistance and support levels within the stock market and some of the major indices. I'm also going to give you my quick analysis of some of the major stocks that are out there, and of course, cover our top 7 stocks that really have not been doing well, but I'm going to talk about where they're at and where I think they're going. But before I get going, if you could do me a favor, please hit that most amazing and wonderful like button. Also, if you have not done so before, consider subscribing and turning on those bell notifications so you get notified when a new video comes out. I do have a Patreon group. I have a link in the description down below. If you want my alerts, my picks, right when I'm wanting to go into those, that is where you need to be. We would love to see you there. All right, well, let's get right to work. We have so much, of course, to talk about. The first is the S&P 500 SPY ETF, as we have resistance up here at 447 with support down at 443. This open gap to the downside is still not completely filled. It kind of filled, and we saw that on Friday where it came down early in the day and really touched this. So that could have been what we get, but most likely we will see this test again, and we could see another hit down to this 443 level and continue upwards. It did get down to 443.35 intraday, even though this chart does not show that, but it was there very briefly, and then the bulls began to buy. And so it will be interesting to see if we continue this bull trend. So we have these buy signals, these DeMark buy signals down here, and we are having higher highs and higher lows on the stock market. And so we are into a bull trend. That is what is going on. And it's hard for me to believe that we are going to roll over at this point. The 200 simple moving average is way down here. And so looking at being above that, and we have been all year long. So we shall see if it holds some different levels to kind of pay attention to. If we were to break this 431 level, that would be very concerning on the S&P 500. And I like to track the S&P 500 because it has those 500 stocks, the 500 biggest stocks within the United States. And so the market tends to move the way that they move. All right, let's get taking a look at the triple Qs and the Invesco triple Q Trust. So we have support down here at 365 with resistance, in my opinion, right at 368.50 for Monday morning. And so it will be interesting to see how the price action responds here. We have some DeMark buy signals now, and a decent, is the support? I think it might be. We could see that it holds here. So this is an interesting level to buy. This is a stronger support level down here, but where it's bounced before. And we have, not really any gaps. It looks like that we've had the price action within those different areas, except for to the upside, all the way up here at 382. And so we could have seen just a normal pullback in the market, nothing to panic over here at the beginning of August. And now we could find support at this area. It will be interesting to see how everything reacts on Monday morning. All right, let's move on to the Russell. And the Russell 2000 is printing some major buy signals on the DeMark indicator. So lots of DeMark buy signals here. Lots of, as we hit this support level right here at 190. And so that is an interesting level. I think that is an important level in the sand. Breaking down below that and closing down below that is bad for the Russell 2000, in my opinion. We have upwards resistance right at 192, very tight, but we do have this gap to the upside all the way up here at 197. If we start to bounce, I can see us get to that level before we start to see any type of major resistance on up. All right, let's take a look at the VIX. The VIX continues to be crushed downwards all the way down to 14.84. And so that's not elevated by any means. There is not fear in the market, in my opinion. Right now, Bitcoin needs to break above 30,000. That is the level that we are looking at. We have formed a very strong support right here at 29.3. and it has been difficult for it to break down below that. I think it starts to become a problem if we break down below 29,000 again. This has been a level 29,000 that's held up. This needs to continue to hold up here, and really looking for this move back upwards. So we should start to see this. Bitcoin is getting scarcer and scarcer, and so that is one thing that will drive prices upwards, plus ETFs, so on and so forth, being introduced to the market. There's lots of good stuff there. All right, Apple, what's going on at Apple? Well, Apple is been killed down lower. It's part of the reason why the market is pulling back. This level is showing to be good support right here at 177. So we are at a support level for that. Staying above this gap right here, we still have not filled it all the way down to 175 is rather important. We kind of come down and almost touched it. So it'll be interesting to see how that pulls up. We have this open gap to the upside at 191. So those are the levels to pay attention to. Amazon, we formed this major gap upwards. This is a position that's in my portfolio, and it's doing rather well, as Amazon is an AI stock. Who knew? But apparently that's how it is acting after their latest earnings report. We do have a gap to the downside here at 130. We have another important spot at 133. Up at 138, we'd like to see it get pushed above this 142, 143 level and move on to higher prices. So Amazon continues to be good. Tesla. So we have Tesla forming now these buy signals here. So that's interesting. We have some demarked buy signals. This is an important level of support right here at 241. We do have this gap open to the downside that has not filled at 235. So right there. So I could see this, with that gap being so close, it would be interesting, of course, to see this come down here. I could see it coming down here and then holding up. And then we have this upwards gap all the way up here at 289. Microsoft, how's it looking? Well, Microsoft printed a couple of buy signals here. Not really a support level though. So that's one thing to kind of pair it together with. I like this level maybe down here at 314 to show as support here in a move upwards to 350 is possible on this. So it'll be interesting to watch, but I think the market needs to get hot. Microsoft is just kind of so-so. All right, top 7. Let's go through it. The first is Royal Gold. This is number 7 on the list since calling us out. It is up a whopping 0.17%. So called it out on this buy signal here. I like this stock to move much, much higher, as we could see the Fed at some point in the future start printing again, turning on the printer again. This is a stock that moves very heavily with gold prices, and so I like this in the current market conditions, and so it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. So far, not really that great. VERV, this has not been going well. This is part of my active ETF strategy. So far since calling us out, it is down 10.06%. Nothing really of merit to kind of talk about here. The next is TER, part of my active ETF strategy since calling us out on this buy signal right here. Not doing so well, down 9.26% on this pullback, and so we shall see how this goes. CRISPR Therapeutics not doing well, has a bright future. I've traded this stock multiple times. I'm hanging in there with it, but so far since calling it out, down 19.32%. Probably should have set up a stop loss on this. Did not, kind of had a mental one, and I believe in this stock, and so I'm going to stay in. I may buy more if I see more buy signals here later at a later date, but that's just my personal decision. Number 3, ROG. This is brand new to the list. This had insider activity of importance and is at a very important support level. So I am entering this, and I've started to enter it just kind of slow little bits, but yesterday ended at down 2.25% in it. I like it for a sudden move upwards after the insider activity. This is one that is going well. This is MASS. This is 908 Devices, ticker symbol MASS. This is number 2 on the list. Since calling it out is up 12.48%. No real developments here. We had a great earnings report and so on and so forth, looking for a sell signal for exit on this one. And then Outlook Therapeutics, of course, number 1, PDUFA upcoming. This continues to just chop around and really do nothing. Inside my PDUFA strategy, has not been going how I would like it. I hope we will see a difference in that moving forward. I wish you all the best on the stock market. Please reach out to me with any questions, as I love to hear from you. And I wish you all the best, and Ray Tovin out.